Good.
That's our relationship,
The
right?
struggles that I went through, and I know how alone they feel, and that's literally who and like what I want to do. What is up, you guys? It has been so long. First of all, welcome back to Mixed Realities. It has been so long since we sat down and caught up.
Yeah.
Life has been so busy. We got new earphones. Let's start off by that because I can hear myself for the first time
That's why I'm
ever.
smiling.
And we weren't used to it. It's so interesting. I also have a raging headache and I'm sick. Yeah. So that's great.
Probably should have turned it down a little bit before we started, but oh well.
Yeah, let's roll with it. But it's November 1st. The cold is here.
Yeah.
It's Weston's birthday month. The cold is here, and I lasted a day.
Yeah. and the leaves, the fall changing colors, you're going to see some video later, but they don't last that, it doesn't last that long.
But it's been
2 weeks,
beautiful.
2-3 weeks that the leaves are the beautiful colors, and then it's now gone. But it's beautiful out here.
Getting cold, but it's still pretty outside. We recently changed our name to Mixed Reality Podcast to Mixed Reality, was it show?
Well, no, from Mixed Realities Podcast to Mixed Realities TV. It's essentially a show now. We just felt that the podcast format of sitting down and talking was a little bit not encompassing all of our passions because I think the point of this podcast when we started it to make it cover the things we enjoyed and just sitting down and talking. Of course, we enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But she likes doing workout videos. She likes, going deep into thoughts. And then sometimes we would talk about, I'll talk about politics or she'll talk about like her inner spiritual and then like, she's just talking for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Oh, I'm just talking for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So instead, we're going to each have segments, maybe 2 segments a week, 1 segment. But there's going to be segments now that later on we'll show you. But first,
we're still figuring out the kinks.
Yeah.
But we're excited. We're excited to express ourselves in other ways online and just being where we're at in life. We're wanting to express more, so I'm glad we're actually doing it and finally back.
Yeah.
It feels freaking great. I know we did our segment. The first segment I did, I was so nervous because I didn't realize how nervous I got talking in front of a camera by myself, so I wasn't flowing very well.
You also didn't know you didn't factor in me being there recording.
Yeah, I just did not want him to be sitting in front of me, talking to me.
But we have all these nice mics and stuff like that, so I can't just hit record and her sit there. So we have you don't see it, but we have lights, we have a boom mic.
Such cute things behind here.
Yeah, so I think the segments are going to not only make it more interesting, but also inspire people.
Yeah.
I feel like the podcast, everyone has a podcast now, and then everyone thinks they have to stick to a niche or stick to a specific thing. And that's kind of like we're trying to break and carve our own niche. And I think a good example of this is actually Mr. Beast. Like, what's his niche? He's the biggest YouTuber. What's his niche? Giving stuff away. I think what we're doing right now is carving our niche, and that way we can cover anything we want to cover.
Yeah.
Because we want this to be fun, not only for you guys, but for us. And then I think if it's the more fun it is, the better the end product will be.
And I've always felt the need to express myself maybe a little more than others, like in a talking sense or sharing, and just sitting down and to be able to just speak out loud all the thoughts and all the feelings that I'm encountering just makes... It's a big relief off my chest, I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like sitting down, maybe one day having a community that shares the same struggles or things that I talk about. I don't know. I just like connection and people. And I feel like even now and the way the world's going, I love connecting with people. And we all are connected. We all are the same freaking being. So
yeah.
I like sitting down and just talking and flowing and maybe relating to some of them.
Yeah, and then I guess shout out to James Gordon, the talk show. We got part of the idea from him because his talk show might not be the most popular on cable, but it's by far the most popular on YouTube. And the reason why is when you dissect it, a bunch of YouTubers and YouTube experts have just dissected it is because he's able to try. He has like hundreds of different segments, some that are reoccurring and some that he just tries. And so that's what we're going to try doing. Some of these segments you see will be reoccurring, but some of them will just be stuff that we were like, all right, like my segment's not reoccurring this week. Lexi's is.
Yeah.
So
it's just so fun.
Yeah, it's just keep it fun. Because every time we're just always trying to make the podcast better. And it's not even a podcast. The show better now.
The show better now. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
The show better. How are you feeling? You feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting used to hearing myself talk. So
this is weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit weird, but I don't not like it. I don't hate it.
It's definitely making us not talk over each other as much.
That is a really good thing. Today is November 1st. First of all, Weston's birthday is November 22nd. My birthday is June 22nd. I like the number 22. I feel like that has a lot of meaning. Anyway, today Weston got one of his birthday gifts, or his birthday gift, because he convinced me to give it to him early.
No, she's the worst at giving gifts.
I'm
surprising.
so bad.
For the past 3 days, you've been like trying to give me it, but you're saying, "Oh no, I'm not doing it."
I'm like, don't look in the trunk, please. I can't give you the gift.
Specifically, the past 3 to 4 days, it's been really like you've been started like slowly telling me all the secrets of my birthday. Like it started with like, "Oh, someone just called me about your birthday. Now I have to tell you." I'm like, "What? That doesn't make sense. Just because someone called you for the plan you're planning or the thing you're planning doesn't mean you have to tell me." So then she told me that, and then it just started spiraling into.
Guys, I love surprising people. Even though I suck at surprises. I don't think I've ever pulled it off.
Keeping secrets from your surprise.
I don't think I've ever pulled one off. No. But this gift for Weston, I had it in my mind for like probably months. And I remembered when we first started dating, he told me he had this gold chain that he used to wear all the time, and then he broke it. And so I was like, dang, what if I
lost it?
And I was like, dang, what if I get him another one without him knowing and try to lead him off astray and try to...
I used to have 2 gold chains, but I lost them all within a month period. And I told myself, I am not getting a gold chain ever again until I'm ready to not lose one. And so I got after like 4 years not having any chain, I wore a fake one for about 8 months. And I was like, if I don't lose this for 8 months, I'll get it. I didn't lose it. I just forgot after those 8 months, I just kind of forgot to get one. And so now I'm confident I will not lose this chain, hopefully.
Do you love it?
I love it. I love the chain. Isn't it?
It was so great to get. Guys, I honestly never have gone jewelry shopping.
I wear a lot of gold already.
Yeah.
Wear gold rings. I'm only wearing one.
For sure. It fits perfectly. I've never gone, honestly, and we also saw Bert Kreischer last year or this year, and he had one of his dad's gold chains on. And it was a great sight to look at.
Speaking of fashion, though, Kim Kardashian.
Speaking of fashion, shout out to Kim. Whatever you want to say about her, she is the queen.
She now Skims has a deal with, what was it? Let me pull up the article.
NBA, WNBA, and American basketball.
It's the official underwear partner of the NBA. WNBA, and what was the other one? This article is making me pay for it.
American basketball, whatever that is. NBA, WNBA.
Some other sports, it's interesting because... It's like weird because she's kind of like a sex symbol.
Yeah.
And so like her partnering with those things kind of shine that light on it. And there's a comedian, I forget his name, made the joke it might have been Andrew Schultz. He's like, I guess that all the Kardashians sleeping with the NBA players finally paid off.
That's a good one. But I feel like they do so much behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're
like Kim. Didn't she open up? What'd she open?
They're smarter than
producer.
People lead them to be because like, you can't be that successful and not be somewhat smart. So, I mean, to each their own. But then also I saw
I should try Skims. I haven't tried Skims yet. I have not.
I think that's overpriced stuff, to be honest, but I don't know. But then I saw another article. It was like, you know how the bras have nipples?
The nipple bra?
The nipple bra. Apparently, it's empowering women who have breast cancer, who had to get their boobs removed.
Yeah, she's smart. That freaking... Did you see the ad? Sorry,
yeah.
The ad was so funny.
I felt like in that ad, she was definitely trying to show off her new acting skills that she just got all of a sudden. But
God, that was so funny. If you haven't seen it, go on her freaking Instagram and watch it. It's so good. It reminds me of like a Mean Girls type of vibe, like the movie.
Yeah.
Like the rain. It's already raining.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's the vibe she gives me.
See, I only watched the video once, so I don't really remember, to be honest. And not my cup of tea, of course. But the Skims have boys' underwears now. And they signed Joey Bosa, Neymar, which those are one of the biggest NFL players and one of the biggest soccer players in the world. Soccer's huge. Those must have been huge to get. And then there's an NBA player. I don't know his name.
Yeah. Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I guess the one other bad news before we get into this Lexi segment and kind of move towards that is a show that you watched. I don't remember his name. Friends. The Matthew guy.
Matthew Perry?
Yeah.
Matthew Perry passed. That's a sad one.
Yeah.
That's I felt like a lot of people felt that one across the world. I didn't realize that he had a drug problem. I don't know why. I just didn't know that in my life.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. I loved him. And I honestly feel like he'll be here in spirit for like a very, very long time. So many people love Friends. You're the odd one out that didn't watch it that much.
So I didn't. It's one of those things where I don't remember if it was on Nick at Night or not.
Yeah.
But I watched Full House a lot because it was on Nick at Night. George Lopez because it was on Nick at Night. Friends, I just never found it that funny. But
George Lopez, I used to love George Lopez.
I used to wake up in the middle of the night hearing his song because like.
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
I feel like we all had a stage of... don't try to find this song right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I guess let's move into introducing your new segment, though.
So I am not sure on my segment name. Do you want to talk about my segment?
Yeah, well, let's give it a little leeway in the sense of it's called Lex Talk?
Lex Talk. It's called Lex Talk, and I've honestly had the...
Or is it T-Talk?
I've honestly had the Lex Talk for so long. For some reason, I've always wanted to talk. Literally just talk and share. And now I get to do so. But... really, the goal is to sit down, and I feel like speaking out loud, so many people don't do, and I feel like it helps me so much. Putting everything out there, it relieves a lot of stress and emotion that is within, so I really enjoy talking, and I feel like people enjoy someone being really raw and honest with their emotions and sharing. It makes them feel like they're not alone, makes them feel welcome. So that's really the goal. It's really hard to have a brain full of thoughts and try to speak them and have different segments like we're starting to, but I'm learning and I'm putting it all on paper and just really trying to be authentic in myself and share, because I feel like I've gone through a lot of healing, and I feel like the things that I do share, will encourage people to heal, or will encourage people to just be who they are and be authentic and be raw, because I feel like there's a lot of strength in being vulnerable to people and sharing, and that's really it. I just really want to share, have a community one day, and just have you guys see who I am, you know?
And I feel like there's social media, everyone sees the glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
But then don't get me wrong. There's people out there who are more in, talking about their feelings.
Yeah.
But I feel like your background can strike, a chord with a lot of people, because you've experienced a lot of stuff that you'll talk about in other segments, being homeless and stuff like that. But and
I'm still learning.
Exactly.
Like, I'm still learning how to be in a long-term relationship. Everything's still such a learning process. So I don't know. I feel like sitting down, talking about it makes you just in tune with yourself a lot more. So yeah, I definitely did ramble this first one. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
If there is a section that it seems like it jumps from one point to another, it's because she also didn't write it with me, so I couldn't help her tell her like how it was going to be shot and whatnot. So the next ones are going to be.
We can only go up from here, you guys. Exactly. Anyway,
without further ado,
let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to Lex Talk. Today we're going to be talking about letting go of your past self, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. About a year ago, I realized that I wasn't completely over who I used to be, and it started to create problems in my relationship. Growing up was hard. It wasn't easy peasy all the time. And then I get into a relationship and I start self-sabotaging and I start creating problems out of nowhere. And I'm grateful enough to realize that it was because I wasn't over who I used to be. I was insecure. I let random things cloud my mind, and I would be angry towards my boyfriend when he didn't deserve it, or I'd be angry towards myself when I didn't deserve it. And I felt like I wasn't good enough for what I was experiencing. Honestly, I am. I know I am. The only reason why I thought I wasn't is because I used to have to fight for the feelings that I get to indulge in every single day. Happiness and peace wasn't just always at my reach. I was growing up and I was scared to do certain things, and I was living in fear because I had an aha moment, and I realized that I was letting my past interfere with my present, and if I continued to do this, I was going to have a problem. I realized that I wasn't okay with what happened to me or what I went through, and maybe I got to a point where I was okay for a while, and then you get to a point where you realize that you aren't fully over the emotions you endured when you were younger. I still had a lot of pain. I still carried around a lot of pain in my chest. And that led me to start meditating. Breathwork meditation is a huge one. And it made me realize that I just had to release and let go of a lot more than I realized. And once I did that, I showed up every day with a clear headspace. I was able to realize and differentiate between, okay, for example, my boyfriend's doing something to annoy me and I'm annoyed, or I'm creating a problem and it's ultimately my fault. And that doesn't just have to do with an intimate relationship. It could be a relationship with yourself, a relationship with your friends, teacher, outpouring anger. You should not have to show up and not be in control of your feelings. And I feel like I lived life so long out of control of my feelings that once I was able to get in control of them, I had no idea where to start. I didn't realize I had to be in control of them. I didn't realize it took me more than it took the next person just to have control of my feelings and, live every day to day, in this serene happiness. I believe we deserve happiness. I believe if you grew up and it was hard and it was painful, that pain will stick with you for a very long time unless you deal with it. And sometimes it sucks, and sometimes people don't know that that's what's going on, and they just think they're crazy, or they just think they're, lashing out, and it's sometimes you're just not okay. Sometimes you just need to forgive, and you're not done forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is liberating, and I feel like I didn't know I had to forgive my past self in order to live fully in the present. And you do,
And I feel like if you don't, it'll cause more problems in your present life. I hope you are able to show up to your present life as who you want to be every single day. And if not, I hope you forgive yourself in order to create that happiness. Anyway, love ya. Bye.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Really?
I thought it felt really authentic and organic, because it was, but like
It was.
I just felt.
I'm gonna start crying.
I don't know. When of course I do all the editing for the stuff, but like while I was editing, I was like, wow, this is very impactful. I feel like, because I know who you are, know your background, and I feel like the more you unravel that on this podcast and you get into that on other segments, people are going to come back to that and really connect to that and because it's not easy dating me. I joke all the time. That's how I deal with my emotions. I try making jokes out of them. So
Not that way.
no, not that way at all. But what did you think?
Well, thank you. I did enjoy it. I did like it. Thank you, sir. I did enjoy it. Like I said, I was nervous, so I feel like I didn't flow as well. My thoughts weren't really together, but it's only going up from here. I'm in a stage. I'm in a weird stage of my life. I feel like I'm finally returning home back to myself, and this is like what I've been looking for my whole life. Like I've finally shedding the layers of what the world has done to me, and fully becoming and trusting who I am. So I feel like that was a great start to expressing getting to where I am mentally, physically, emotionally. I don't think it was that bad for a start. I have so much to share. So much in my life has happened. And my mind, I can't believe I'm still not perfect. I'm still not where I want to be. But the growth that I have encountered is freaking crazy. So I'm excited to share more. I'm very excited.
Yeah. And I guess comment below, like, what are your thoughts of that segment?
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about like anything about it, or anything,
If you want me to share more, because I'm sharing everything.
or if you related to it and like have questions about, how she dealt with some things that might connect to what you're doing now from listening to that.
Yeah.
Comment those questions, because I honestly I felt, there was two versions of it. There was a version without the music, and there was a version with the music. I felt like the music makes it like.
Did I get ya? Did you almost tear up?
I didn't, because when you edit something, it just gets so. Like while I'm listening to it, I can almost like mouth what you're saying. Like,
I almost cried in that, because you get in tune with your mind and who you are, and it just, looking back on who I was is just bizarre to even think about. So a lot needs to be said into the world, and I'm gonna shut up now before I start crying. Let's watch the second.
I guess we won't. I guess
I'm sick, guys.
Yeah. Did we not mention that?
Yeah,
you should have mentioned that in the beginning.
Crying.
I forgot to put that in the notes. Lexi's sick, but why are you about to? I feel like we should dissect a little bit before going into my segment, because my segment is kind of complete opposite.
His segment's so happy.
Not serious at all. But why is that hitting? Is it because you're hearing yourself right now, or
first of all, I'm sick. I'm emotional. It's been a long week, but you get to a point in your life where all the work that you were doing and all the time and intention that you put into yourself starts paying off. And I was in such a dark place for so long, and I thought I was never going to get out of it. And I thought I was always going to be that person wanting to be, the best version of myself, or a better version of myself. And to finally be someone who I thoroughly enjoy and love. And I'm grateful for me never giving up, because it was it was such a dark road to get here. And I feel like some people I went through that mostly alone, and I feel like some people go through that alone, and I want them to know that they're not alone. I felt so alone when I was at the peak of my depression. I didn't like myself. You know, my mind was so messed up, and once you start pouring into yourself, it all just becomes a lot lighter, and I feel a lot lighter. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of intention. My mind's clear most days. You know, I walk through life mostly happy. And if not, I know the steps to take care of myself in order to get there. So I don't know, I get emotional sometimes, all the time, because there's people out there that go through the same mental struggles that I went through. And I know how alone they feel. And that's literally who and like what I want to do is just make sure people know that they don't have to go through that alone. And I don't know, here I go rambling again, but it's so hard to, even when your life starts getting better, it's so hard to show up as that person or as that healed person or as, you know, the life has gifted me so many things outside of what I went through. And I feel like I am able to shift through them and appreciate them a lot more because of what I went through. I probably wouldn't, like I said in the video, if I wasn't mature enough to handle the feelings I was feeling when I got into this relationship, I probably wouldn't have you right now. Because I still was at a point where I was self-sabotaging, thinking I didn't deserve what the universe was gifting me after doing the work within myself to get there. So even when the universe does start rewarding you, you can't neglect how you truly feel. Like, I feel like I see all of my emotions and all of my thoughts and all of how I feel, and somebody cares, I care. You know what I mean? They're not, you know, just in the back of your head. You're not crazy. I'm not crazy. I went through something that, you know, I didn't think I was going to get out of, and then I'm out of, and life is great. And it feels so fucking good to be here. So it's kind of hard and it is emotional. And that's not the only time I'm going to cry.
On the podcast. At least, maybe, that's probably the only time you cried today, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you almost got me to cry. My eyes were watering a little bit. I love you too. I didn't, like, I wanted to hug you more, but we have wires right here, so oh! I'm sorry. Instead, I punched her.
You know. But yeah, life is good.
That's our relationship right there.
Life is good. There's a lot of love in my heart. And I feel like, you know, it takes a while to feel this fucking good, honestly. So, anyway. Lots more to come.
Yeah. Well.
Lots more.
Now to my segment. So my segment was
so great. First of all, let me cut him off real quick. His segment, mine was kind of rushed. He threw me out on the porch.
Mine was more rushed than you. I didn't even plan it.
His segment is so freaking cinematic. I just want to watch it.
Okay, so I had a different segment completely written, but then the whole Israel-Palestine thing came, and I was like, I don't want to do a political segment, because right now, whether I'm right or not, which I am right on that political segment, it's not like, it's just actually reporting history, just going back in history and the development of a certain thing within politics, and I just didn't feel like that's probably not what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about ideas, and then, like we said in the beginning, we wanted the segments to just encompass something that we have passions for. And what I haven't been doing lately is just doing many videos for clients lately, because I've been kind of not offering as much lately, because I just am kind of sick of doing, like, you know, corporate videos and stuff like that. But anyways, so I was just sitting there, I was like, why don't I just do a segment of the leaves changing, go out, shoot really beautiful shots of the leaves changing, bring Odin with me, walk around the mountain with Odin, and do a segment on that. And that's where this was birthed. I wanted to test out a few things. I wanted to test out, you know, getting cinematic shots, trying some new green screen stuff, And so that's where my segment came. I also wanted to practice my storytelling. Went to film school, been writing, was always good at storytelling. When I was in 5th grade, I won an award for my writing. But YouTube story and short storytelling where it's like you only have 5, 12, 20 minutes is different than that. So I really wanted to focus in on the storytelling aspect, getting good shots, and a few technical things when it comes to green screen and AI and stuff like
And
that.
by the way, he's taken. Let's roll.
All right, without further ado, on the file it says Weston segment.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, where you going? Where you going? So we're finding out Odin doesn't never see my camera, and it's getting him all hyper. He's so. Alright, shut up. So the original plan for this video was to just show you guys what it's like living in the woods during the fall season. The leaves are changing. It's North Georgia, so the leaves are beautiful right now. But I actually got a surprise guest from a random lady that me and Lexi see walking up and down the mountain every so often. Every time me and Lexi pass her, we can't help but notice how big her legs are. I kid you not, her legs are the biggest and the most muscular legs I have ever seen on someone over the age of 40. So when she walked up to me, I thought I was filming Odin, empathize on the thought, because halfway through our conversation, I thought I was still recording. So I clicked off the record button, which actually I turned on the record button. So I actually have half the conversation of talking to her where she goes into a little bit about what she does to be 74 years old and walking up and down the mountain. So before she came up to me, I took Odin around the mountain just to get shots of the leaves changing. With working remotely, I find it important just to find time to experience nature. Something about this time of year with the rich reds and yellows contrasted with the greens brings like a sense of peace and presence in the moment that I feel like you don't really get at other times of the year. Odin is off-leash trained, so in certain areas of our walk when we were far from the road, I let him explore, which I think he actually really enjoyed, because when he's in a heel command, or on his leash, he's a little more tenser than when you just take the leash off. And I feel like some of these shots really show him exploring and seeing the nature and kind of soaking it all in. I really wish I had recorded my full conversation with my neighbor. And to be completely honest, I'm not even sure how close she lives to where I am. She said she lived over the hill, which that could be a bunch of different houses. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to call her my neighbor. Like I said, she was 74 years old, and she went into how she was a weight trainer in her early 20s and how she doesn't even worry about too much of diet. She even says she eats a lot of fats. She then goes into some details about what her husband did, and he was actually a part of some research studies about healthy hearts. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what she says about healthy hearts. And hopefully one of these days I can get the rest of it from her. So here you go.
By every year in a van equipped to do that. And he checked the people who had especially strong hearts. He was keeping records on them. Mm-hmm. And my ex-husband was in that group. And he would ask questions, what do you do, what do you do? And he told him that his findings were that people who did strong, heavy weights with legs, heavyweight weights tend to have very strong hearts.
Okay, so.
And he did strong.
Did you do a lot of leg stuff?
I didn't do real heavy, but I did good enough, I guess, for me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but the ex-husband.
Skinny legs?
Oh, no, he was strong-legged. He'd squat 450, 500 pounds.
Oh, wow, that's
on a regular basis. But the technicians seem to think that's, in his records, that seemed to be what was keeping this particular group of people real strong, with real strong hearts.
So you heard it here first, people. If you skip leg day, you have a weak heart. You also probably cry more too. Okay, I added that one. But like and subscribe. Until next time, peace. Thank you. Thank you for the. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go. I freaking love it. I'm sorry y'all aren't gonna get that every week. But God, are so just intentional and sentimental almost. Just like interacting with our neighbors in life and nature. I love the storytelling. There's more to you than you put out in the world. Like you create, it's your job, but you do it for other people. And I feel like there's so much to you. You're so interesting and creative in the way your mind works. I mean, obviously, it's why I fell in love with you. So I'm so excited for these to keep going because I finally get to see you create for yourself. And, you know, it's really freaking great to see.
And we kind of already said like that. That's lady we have seen so many times. It's like we see her walking.
We see her like all
every other day walking, but we've
time.
never been able to.
We're always in the car.
Always in the car, and I was just walking with Odin, and she popped up behind me. I was like, oh.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. She probably has bigger calves than I do.
Oh, way bigger.
I don't. I was not built for my calves.
She has probably
built.
the same size calves as me,
probably.
and probably they're not just big; they're muscular.
They're beautiful.
Like they look
toned.
like in the video. I literally said the biggest calves I've seen on someone over 40, but like. I'm not saying I've seen, of course, fat people, like big fat people with huge fat, but her calves are
muscular, toned. Beautiful legs. You can literally look at her and it's like, what did she do when she was younger?
Yeah, and
CrossFit weights.
When I was talking to her, I was like, in my head, I was like, shit, I wish Lexi was here, so you guys could probably
I'd probably
have
talk
it because she's
so
a personal trainer. Imagine she was 74. Imagine being 20. What? I'm bad at math, but what is that? Like the 40s or not the 40s, the 60s? Being a personal trainer in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
That's and lifting weights.
And like the glow.
She was probably ripped.
Yeah.
If her legs are like that
so
now.
Good, man.
But there is something to that.
But keep going.
I don't know. There's something.
But it's also where we live. That's why I'm grateful for us being able to stay because everyone around here who walks, it's just a different type of person that you encounter.
Yeah.
Not many people you'll encounter that I've realized like other places are so nice and will talk and share stuff like that with you. But everyone here is like walking around our mountain, which has elevation 3 or 4 times, and they're all old and they're all killing it. So it's like if they can do it, we can.
Exactly. And,
Easy.
And it's something you just don't get that much if you live in the city. When you see your neighbors and because our houses aren't packed onto each other's, and so when you see your neighbor, you stop and talk to them and see how they're doing. And there's so many neighbors, not just her, that we just see all the time, like driving by, like, hey. And then there's a reason to stop and talk to them. For me, I was literally getting that shot of Odin where he's in front of the lake. And then I just hear something behind me. I'm like, oh. And she literally just wanted to pet Odin. She's like,
that's what happened?
Yeah, she's like, I like to at least show all the dogs who I am so they know I'm nice. Like she's like, I'm not always gonna, like, she's not the person that always goes up and touch the dogs, but she says she wants to let every dog on here know that she's nice. And so, yeah, and she said she lived over the hill, and today driving up, we saw her over the hill down the street a little bit. So she does quite a walk.
Yeah.
Because
she
she's
is
up down there
walking.
Yeah, so
she's guys, keep walking.
Yeah, and doing heavy weight.
This lady's inspirational.
Don't skip leg day.
Don't skip leg day, baby.
Because your legs are going to be the things that are moving you around the rest of your life if you keep them.
For sure. For sure. I always felt like that was, obviously, if you don't know this already, weights do contribute so much to your heart. I literally did not grow up going to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor the first time after getting into personal training, they're always telling me, oh my God, your heart's amazing. Oh my God, your levels are great. What do you do? What's your... Yeah, so keep it up. weightlifting, and maybe follow my workouts that I'll be posting.
Yeah.
Why not?
Eventually we're going to start Workout Wednesday with Lexi.
That'll be fun.
And then also, like I said, those segments, that's not a reoccurring segment. There's no name to that.
Yeah.
So
We're just having fun.
yeah, so if we have, that's kind of like a vlogish type of style.
That was
almost.
your
So
vlogging. He just
I guess
vlogged.
that's my style of vlogging.
First vlog.
So maybe that's when we do my birthday. Maybe that's the type of thing we do.
Yeah.
Do a vlog like that. See,
That'd be so fun.
with everyone creating content nowadays, I feel like a lot of content creators are good at talking, but not the best at storytelling. And I come from a background of storytelling and video production, so I'm just putting my twist on the vlog, I guess.
And he's finally sharing his brain with you guys.
I also have some other stuff. We'll also do skits as well. I have some short film ideas, good ideas.
We literally, first of all, guys, we live in the woods. We like to have fun by ourselves, but in the least lamest way. Being alone, being secluded is not lame. There's a lot of personality to it. Maybe I'll say that.
I mean, that literally segment was spurred when I was by myself. I was thinking about, okay, Lexi already shot her segment twice. I have not got, like I said, I had my segment and I was just not feeling talking about politics in my segment anymore because of just the war. So I was like, let me do something else. Like I want to be something more creative. And then literally just got up and said, let's go shoot. And that's that happened. So maybe I just need to get up and start shooting.
But that's it. You guys,
Just
I
get
tell
up
a light
and do
bulb.
it.
You just gotta get up and do it.
Yes,
There's so many people that are like, oh, what's the recipe? Why are you so motivated? Why you do this? Why'd you lose 30 pounds? Just get up and do it.
You lost 30 pounds?
That was did you not know that? That was how I got in. Right before I got certified,
Oh no!
I lost 30 pounds.
I thought you were talking about recently. I was like,
no, but just stuff like that. Just get up and do it. There's no one that's gonna make you or tell you or help you to do it. You just have to do it. No one told me to meditate every day for a couple of months, and I did, and it benefited me. But yeah, no, that challenge. Also, we're on our 90-day challenge still.
almost done with it.
If you don't know what that is, just go back, I guess.
I've lost 10 pounds.
But it ends November 22nd. We have both lost around 10, 12 pounds since doing it, and that's bizarre in itself.
It's not a weight loss challenge.
It's not a weight loss challenge. We literally did it mostly for our mind and getting back on track. Sorry, I'm sounding stuffy, but so it's been so far so good. When you don't eat processed sugar, sugar just take it out of your diet, the weight will fall off. We didn't ask to lose weight. We didn't want to lose weight. That's just how it is.
I mean, I'd not say I didn't not want to lose weight.
Yeah.
I just knew by making these changes I would. I just didn't think as much. But the thing is, we took out the word sugar, and my mom tried to find but we also we found like cane sugar.
Coconut sugar.
And we don't eat those a lot, but we do allow those into the diet because what we found is if you're looking for something that says cane sugar, coconut, or organic coconut sugar, naturally those things are 10 times better, healthier than the like this chocolate that we do. We won't name names because we want to get a brand deal from them because they respond to her stories.
I love you.
So eventually you're going to have to pay for us to say your name. We're never going to say your name on here until you give us a sponsorship.
Yeah, we love that chocolate.
But it's super healthy. It's like all organic, but it's health. I would say it's healthy, 10 times healthier than a regular chocolate bar.
Yeah. And it's not Mr. Feastables. It's not. So don't think about that. We all deserve to be able to eat from the earth as much as we can. So that's just our, little steps and little gift to ourselves. Yeah, a Hershey might be $2.39 and this bar is $4.89. It's
$3.50 at $3.58 at Walmart.
At a certain point, health
on rollback.
Health is worth it at a certain point. We also will thank the Lord we live so close to the apple orchards.
Oh yeah, that's another.
Because we've
thing
been
I
going
wanna
there
do.
during Apple Fest. We had Apple Fest here in LJ recently. Weston's mom came up. We went up and bought, what, like 50 freaking apples?
Yeah, for like 26
20
bucks, $30, you get a whole thing of apples this big.
They taste
And
different. Taste good.
You could feel the difference of them because they don't have that wax on it, so you feel the bumpiness of the apple, and they taste. Well, it's Evercrisp. I've never had an Evercrisp apple. Just best apple, and they're huge.
And
They're
he's
like
an apple
this-
lover. They're freaking.
I eat like 2 or 3
Even the
apples a day.
tomato I just got.
And the
freaking huge.
it's
so
crazy that sometimes the locally grown stuff are way bigger than the stuff you get at like the grocery stores or something. I don't know the science behind that, but someone tell me, comment below. Are we getting poisoned by some local farmer that's putting a bunch of HGH into his tomatoes?
Anyway,
but
love it.
But besides that, I think that's everything that we wanted to cover. I had covering the Donald Trump making fun of Biden, but we will skip over that. But that was hilarious, though. If you want to go see, Donald Trump had a rally. I think we can all finally agree that he was funny. He was just an idiot. He's an idiot. Shouldn't be talking like that as a president, but he is a jokester. He was fine. I guess we are talking about it. He was making fun of Biden. You know, that video of Biden after he got off the speech and like not knowing where to go. He was like saying, he literally says, if that was me, I could jump off. There's stairs right there. There's stairs right there.
Yes,
if I needed to, I
Yes.
would have jumped off right there.
It's so stupid.
I was like, man, this guy. And then the funniest thing is he acts out pretending to be, you know, like he was clueless. And that guy's a clown. I don't know. I have no. I have no thoughts.
Anyway, it was so great to sit down and talk and catch up. Even though I'm a little under the weather, I'm dying.
Yeah, so
Wish me luck.
We're gonna try to put one of these out every Sunday from now on. So this next Sunday, mark your calendars, and then throughout the week we don't have anything scheduled technically, but you never know. We might throw something up there every once in a while, especially on the shorts and stuff like that. But I guess that's the first show back.
First show back.
I almost said podcast.
MR. Anyway.
I guess so.
MRS.
All right. Well, without further ado.
Bye. Love
Peace.
ya.